Hi everybody, welcome to another adventure. We have been measuring our shadows to see how our shadows change throughout the day and throughout the year. Since we're doing these measurements at home, each of us is doing these measurements with different materials, and many of us are measuring our shadows by counting the number of footsteps it takes from the toes on our real toes to the head on our shadow head. When we do this, we get an answer in steps, or how many shoes is it from your toes to your head. And while this is good information, some of you have pointed out that, wait a second, we all have different size feet. So how can we compare how long our shadows are if we're using things like shoes to measure? In this lesson, we're going to quickly look at how we can use shoes to measure. So, if we look at the shadow data table, on October 10th, I measured at 11 a.m., and my shadow was 6 shoes long. How do I convert shoes into inches? To do this, you will need a ruler and you'll need your shoe. I get my ruler and I measure my shoe, and when I measure my shoe, I find that my shoe is 11 inches long. So I have 11. My shadow was 6 shoes long. So 11 times 6 equals 66. My shadow was 66 inches long. So now you're able to convert shoes to inches, and now you're able to enter the data on our class data table so that everyone will be converting into inches. Most of you are done. Pause, convert, and upload your data now. If your data includes fractions, keep watching. However, some of you were being very precise. And when you were being so precise, you realized that, wait a second, when I did my shadow measurement, I got 6.5 steps. What should I do? What do you do if your measurements are in half steps? Well, first of all, for this activity, we don't need to be precise. When we're measuring atoms, when we're doing some other measurement activities, precision is very, very important. But for this activity, we're just going to be to the nearest step. So if you needed 6 steps but a little bit more, we can still just say 6 steps. If you needed 6 steps and almost 7 steps, we're going to say 7 steps. However, if you were kind of 6 steps and then right in the middle of the next one, this is where we're going to use some decimals. If you're familiar with decimals, just go right ahead and use them. If you're not familiar with decimals, here's a quick way to look at that. If you and I share a pizza and we cut that pizza into 2 slices, you would get 1 slice, I would get 1 slice. We'd each get half of the pizza. We'd have really big slices. On the other hand, if that pizza was cut into 10 slices before you and I started to share the pizza, you would get 5 and I would get 5. So each of us would get 5 of the total 10 pieces. That's how the decimal system works. So if we look down at my data table, it was 4.5 shoes for my measurement. The 0.5 represents the 5 pieces of pizza, or if we slice my shoe into 10 pieces, then 5 of those pieces would represent the 0.5, or half the shoe. So we go 4.5 times, and my shoe was 11 inches long, equals 49.5 inches. So now you know. Start off by counting the number of steps. Write that down for your shadow length. Mine was 6 shoes in the first example, 4.5 shoes in the second. Then take a ruler to measure how long is 1 shoe. Multiply the number of shoes times the length of 1 shoe. If you took half a step or used half a shoe, just add 0.5 onto the number of steps. You know how to do the work. You're ready to enter your data in the whole grade shadow data table. Then we can look at all the information together and we can see what's going on with our shadows throughout the day and throughout the year. Good luck. I look forward to seeing what you find.